Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again to the Stoner Report. I'm Marius Stoner here at 307 West Hastings, the BCMP Vapor Lounge, and I'm here to give you, pardon me? Okay, cool. Yeah, I have some guests here today from the S M Sweet Shoppe. They just arrived, but I'm going to interview them after the show. So, it's kind of cloudy today in Vancouver, so it's a little bit cold and windy, but we're getting through it, and so far the summer's been rather warm. We're quite happy with it. So I'm just gonna get on with the news. Sorry, got a little distracted by people's. RNC 2016 bid. Is legal marijuana Denver's elephant in the room? There's no escaping Colorado's status as the poster child for legal recreational marijuana when visitors come to town, even, or especially, when Denver is trying to sell itself as the perfect site for a national political convention. Take the initial site visit by Republican National Committee staffers in April, a precursor to a larger 3-day scouting mission that starts Monday. Over lunch, the topic turned to marijuana. The GOP visitors had plenty to ask. But the questions didn't leave bid boosters worried that legal pot might hurt Denver's chances, even if Republicans are least likely to support such laws. They're more curious about how this is going to play out in other places around the country, said Pete Coors, chairman of the Denver Bid Committee. We're the first state, and we're learning how to do it. Arizona judge rules PTSD approved for medical marijuana use. State Health Director Will Humble acted illegally in denying access to medical marijuana to people, many of them former soldiers, suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, an administrative judge has ruled. Judge Thomas Shedden said Humble relied solely on the lack of scientific, peer-reviewed studies in determining that PTSD should not be added to the list of conditions for which marijuana could be made available. But the judge said the health chief should also have considered the testimony of doctors and nurses who said the drug has helped their patients. Humble said Friday he is studying the ruling but has not decided whether he will follow it. Under state law, Shedden's decision is merely recommendation, and Humble has until July 9th to decide whether to reject it. Attorney Kenneth Sobel, representing the Arizona Cannabis Nurses Association, said Friday that if that happens, he will ask a superior judge to intercede and overrule Humble. Veterans desperately need this medicine, he said, citing figures showing 22 former soldiers kill themselves every day, many of them suffering from PTSD. The 2010 voter-approved Arizona Medical Marijuana Act allows the use of drug by patients suffering from a list of several specified medical conditions. These range from glaucoma and AIDS to any chronic or debilitating condition that leads to severe and chronic pain. So far, close to 50,000 people have qualified under the existing list of conditions to purchase up to 2.5 ounces of marijuana every 2 weeks. New ads target members of Congress who opposed medical marijuana measure. Medical marijuana advocates are turning up the heat on House lawmakers who last week voted against an amendment to block the Drug Enforcement Administration from cracking down on state legal medical marijuana shops and patients. The appropriations measure prohibiting the DEA from spending funds to arrest state-licensed medical marijuana patients and providers, which was sponsored by Reps. Dana Rohrabacher and Sam Farr, still passed 219 to 189. But Reform Group Americans for Safe Access is targeting ads against some lawmakers who voted no, beginning with Reps. Andy Harris and Debbie Wasserman Schultz. The reason for these two particular members of Congress has to do with their especially outspoken opposition to medical marijuana, despite its popular support in their districts, said Chris Herms, spokesman for Americans for Safe Access. Although the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment was passed with a solid majority, the influence of these two elected officials is significant, and their efforts to derail a measure supported by the vast majority of Americans is troubling and must be confronted. The Harris and Wasserman Schultz spots will appear on MSNBC in Florida and Maryland over the next several days. A total of 17 Democrats joined 172 Republicans in voting against the amendment. Harris spoke on the House floor last week in opposition to the amendment. He insisted that there are no medical benefits to marijuana, despite much evidence to the contrary, and that medical marijuana laws are a step towards legalizing recreational pot. Bill de Blasio's NYPD keeps sticking mostly blacks and Latinos in jail for low-level pot offenses. His top cop, Bill Bratton, seems unaware that pot has been decriminalized since 1977. The NYPD continues to toss blacks and Latinos in jail for low-level pot offenses, despite Mayor Bill de Blasio's campaign pledge to end arrests for possession of small amounts of marijuana. Data assembled by the Marijuana Arrest Research Project indicates that the NYPD under de Blasio has managed to pull slightly ahead of the Bloomberg administration's 2013 arrest rates for pot possession. In the first 4 months of 2014, police have arrested an average of 80 people per day for small amounts of pot. The average last year was 78. The department is also continuing the proud NYPD tradition of primarily targeting young minorities in poor neighborhoods. Blacks and Latinos make up 86% of those arrested, even though research shows that they do not use drugs at higher rates than whites. 79% of those arrested are between the ages of 16 and 34. Pot busts for possession in wealthy areas continues to occur at almost comically lower rates than in poor neighborhoods. So far, there have been just 8 possession arrests in the Upper East Side compared to 500 in East New York, in Brooklyn, and 392 in Morris Heights in the Bronx. A 1977 state law bars police from arresting anybody for small amounts of pot unless it's out in the open, but the NYPD has a clever workaround. Based on anecdotal and statistical information over the years, in many of these arrests, police are requiring young people to empty out their pockets. Once that happens, they can charge possession as a misdemeanor. Lauren Seigel of the Marijuana Arrest Research Project tells Alternate. Apparently, Mayor de Blasio has not instructed his police commissioner to change that policy. New York medical marijuana fight is gaining steam. A bill that would legalize medical marijuana in New York is gaining traction, but a few key state senators may still attempt to block it. Senate Finance Committee Chairman John DeFrancisco said Monday the bill wouldn't even be put to a vote in his committee, but New York Governor Andrew Cuomo publicly signaled support for the legislation on the same day, the first time he's done so. Now the battle is about to reach boiling point. DeFrancisco is perhaps the legislation's biggest hurdle. Though his office declined to comment, the senator has previously said he is opposed to medical marijuana because the Federal Food and Drug Administration has not approved it as a valid method to treat pain. The bill will not come out of my committee, the Finance Committee, DeFrancisco told the Poughkeepsie Journal. You don't have any kind of reasonable research on the effects. Scientists may not understand exactly how marijuana numbs pain, but saying that there is no reasonable research on how cannabis can help the sick is not true. Many doctors now say marijuana can be an effective medication when used appropriately, and not just for pain relief. Supporters of marijuana legalization seeking signatures in Maine. Some voters going to the polls for the primary elections on Tuesday will be asked to sign petitions that could put the issue of decriminalizing the possession of small amounts of marijuana on the ballot this fall. Much like voters in Portland had their say on a local ordinance last fall, voters in Lewiston, South Portland, and York are expected to take up the issue this November. Citizens for a Safer Maine launched their petition drive in the Kennedy Park in Lewiston Monday afternoon by repeating their belief that marijuana should be regulated and taxed much like alcohol. The ordinances they support would allow someone 21 years of age or older to possess marijuana and use it on private property. But it would not make it legal to use it in public or allow them to operate a vehicle while under the influence. It is illogical, proclaimed David Boyer, Maine political director for the Marijuana Policy Project. We have bigger fish to fry. There's violent crimes going on. There's property crimes, and that is where our police resources should be spent. And it's 2:20 here on the West Coast. 4:20 somewhere in the middle of the continent. I don't know, that big flat area or something. I don't know. No, seriously. So I'm a little bit behind schedule today, as usual. That's the life of a stoner. What can I say? So I'm going to quickly roll a joint here and get on with the news. Don't forget to stick around for my guest from the S M Sweet Shoppe at the end of the show. And sadly, I got a text message from Jeremiah today. He will not be doing his show. He is at home with a stomach flu or something, I'm sorry to say. So send your healing thoughts to him, or prayers, or whatever it is you do. And hopefully he'll feel better. So sorry about that. I know everybody looks forward to Jerry's show. I know I look forward to producing it. The guests are usually fun, but I got guests today, so it's not all bad. So Mark Emery, yes. Let's see if my picture has uploaded. And we can see how many days he has left. Yay. There we go, 26 days. Yeah, it's really hard to believe he's going to be back. Larger than life. We're all looking forward to it. Jody's gone for the next 10 days. She's traveling all sorts of places. I'm not sure exactly where. But she'll be back, and then we'll have a staff meeting, and then she's going again, and then Mark will be back. And that'll be a lot of fun. So don't forget we have other shows on Saturday and Wednesday, and Jody's show and stuff. I think my guests are getting a little impatient, but I'll be in about... No, you guys are okay? You seem pacing there, so I was worried. Okay. I'll probably about 10 more minutes. Cool. Cool. Nice. That's good to know. Yeah, go right ahead. Grab yourself a water if you want. Yeah, so the usual spiel. Don't forget to come down and visit us here at 307 West Hastings. Visit the lounge, visit the people, buy stuff, help us survive. And I'm sure lots of you are going to come and visit us when Mark comes back. That's going to be pretty exciting. All right, so I got some Bubba Kush today. Let's see if I have a nice bud for you to see. Yeah, I got some nice buds here. Oh yeah, check that out, eh? What's that? Can you see? And it tastes really good. I love the taste of some Kushes. And Bubba Kush is one of them. It's got that earthy flavor that I just adore. All right. So that proves that I actually do smoke pot, like I have to every episode, otherwise people complain. Some people said that I never smoke pot on my show, and I do every episode. It's kind of weird. Anyways, thanks for all your comments. Even the negative ones, they help me make the show better. Though some people say I'm not suited for this at all, so that's not very constructive. I don't know what to do about that. I mean, it's my show. Wouldn't be done without me. But most people seem to like me. Okay, let's get back to the news. It is a simple issue of freedom, said former state representative Stavros Mendros. I'm not a big fan of marijuana. I think smoking it is a bad idea personally, with all due respect. I think it is dumb, bad for your health, but then again, so is being fat, and no one is throwing me in jail for that. So you know it is about letting people live and have the freedom to live the way they want to live. Exactly. I mean, nobody's throwing you in jail for being dumb about thinking marijuana smoking is dumb and bad for your health. I mean, that's the stupidest thing you could possibly imagine, but you're free to believe it. Stavros. Attorney General Holder supports making federal drug sentence reductions retroactive. Attorney General Eric Holder announced Tuesday that the Justice Department is formally supporting a U.S. Sentencing Commission proposal to allow some nonviolent drug offenders currently doing time in federal prisons to seek sentence reductions. The proposal would extend sentencing reforms already approved by the Commission by making them retroactive. Earlier this year, the Sentencing Commission approved sentencing reforms that adjust sentencing guidelines by lowering the base offense levels associated with various quantities of drugs. The change is expected to cut many federal drug sentences by an average of nearly 2 years. The Commission will be voting on whether to make the cuts retroactive next month. The Justice Department is supporting retroactivity, but only for prisoners who lack significant criminal histories, and whose offenses did not include aggravated factors such as possession of a dangerous weapon or the use of violence. Under the department's proposal, if your offense was nonviolent, did not involve a weapon, and you do not have a significant criminal history, then you would be eligible to apply for a reduced sentence in accordance with the new rules approved by the Commission in April. Holder said in a statement, "Not everyone in prison for a drug-related offense would be eligible, nor would everyone who is eligible be guaranteed a reduced sentence. But this proposal strikes the best balance between protecting public safety and addressing the overcrowding of our prison system that has been exacerbated by unnecessarily long sentences." How the U.S. government bribes police to arrest people for smoking pot. Police use the number of low-level drug arrests to sustain critical law enforcement funding from the federal government. Activists have long claimed that cops have quotas for ticketing and arresting people, but evidence to support those claims varies from state to state. However, newly obtained documents reveal that local police agencies have indeed used the number of low-level drug arrests to sustain critical law enforcement funding from the federal government under a program called the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, JAG program. You may have heard of the Byrne Grant program from Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow, Alexander writes. The Byrne program was designed to encourage every federal grant recipient to help fight the war on drugs. Millions of dollars in federal aid have been offered to state and local law enforcement agencies willing to wage the war. Scholars say the program has had a major impact on the precipitous rise of the low-level drug arrests over the last 20 years. This money has helped reshape policing strategies and policies in the major cities and a lot of rural areas throughout the United States, says Harry Levine, a sociologist at Queen's College, CUNY, who has studied drug policy for decades. Although the government claims Byrne grant money goes towards apprehending high-level traffickers, it's often very low-level people who get arrested. It targets low-income people and people of color much more than anyone else understands. The D.C. City Council looks to expand medical marijuana program. Grosso's bill would increase the capacity of D.C. marijuana cultivators. Both the growing use of medical marijuana could get a boost if 2 D.C. Council amendments to current district law are approved. 2 D.C. Council committees heard testimony today on the measure, one that would allow for cultivators to grow more marijuana and another that would allow for a wider number of patients to receive medical marijuana prescriptions. At-large Council member David Grosso's Medical Marijuana Plant Cultivation Amendment Act of 2014 would allow for the cultivation centers to grow up to 500 plants, up from the current limit of 95 plants. But with just 3 cultivators operating, even though D.C. law allows for 10, with fewer than 400 participants in the medical marijuana program despite projections of 800 by this time, one topic of debate was whether the city's nascent medical pot industry even needs extra room to grow. While Dr. Joxel Garcia, the director of the District Department of Health, argued that cultivators don't need 500 plants, Ward 6 Councilman Tony Wells defended the boost as a matter of business, not health. Grosso added, "If it were up to me, we wouldn't even stop at 500 and would allow the businesses to decide." The GOP's single biggest donor just dropped millions to oppose marijuana. Gambling mogul and GOP mega-donor Sheldon Adelson has spent $2.5 million to oppose Florida's medical marijuana ballot initiative, according to filings reviewed by Tampa Bay Times. The major donation signals what may be the most moneyed opposition to a medical marijuana initiative yet. It also comes from a particularly unlikely source. Alderson spent nearly $150 million to elect Republicans in 2012, but he has veered away from targeting cultural issues. He has made his billions on gambling, considered a vice by most, and described himself as socially very liberal, too liberal, a refrain he has repeated over the years. Alderson doesn't appear to have staked a position on marijuana. This contribution may have more to do with the governor's race, which pits Governor Rick Scott, a vocal opponent of the initiative, against former Governor Charlie Crist, who announced his support in January. Polling shows support for medical marijuana is soaring among Floridians and may have projected that the initiative could swing the outcome of the race, in large part by boosting youth turnout. Alderson is backing a committee known as the Drug-Free Florida Committee, formed by Mel Sembler. The committee has raised a total of $2.7 million so far, according to the Tampa Bay Times. Sembler, who bankrolled opposition to Colorado's recreational legalization initiative, once oversaw a chain of drug abuse treatment centers for teens, at which allegations have emerged of beatings, rape, and psychological abuse. A separate opposition movement was also announced Tuesday by the Florida Sheriff's Association to defeat Amendment 2 with its slogan, "Don't let Floridians go to pot." Mexico may follow U.S. on marijuana legalization. The president of Mexico dubbed the drug war a failed policy and hinted strongly that Mexico, the source of most of America's illegal drugs, could follow the U.S.'s lead on marijuana legalization. Marijuana prices for cartel-connected farmers have plummeted in recent years, and the U.S.'s drug policy becomes more and more lenient. Keeping marijuana illegal in Mexico makes no sense when the plant is legalized north of the border. President Enrico Peña Nieto told Madrid-based newspaper El País in an interview published Sunday, according to Reuters. And as everyone, including Maureen Dowd, who now knows, marijuana policy is changing rapidly in America, with the drug available for medical use in almost half the country. These words are just that, words. But there's the strongest words yet from a sitting Mexican president, whose predecessors have said much the same thing after leaving office. Marijuana is legal in 2 American states, Washington and Colorado. California muffed a chance to be the first state to end marijuana prohibition in 2010, thanks in large part to interference from the federal government. And at least one leftist in Mexico says as soon as California goes legal, the war on marijuana in Mexico will end. In Mexico, possession of small quantities of drugs is legal. Trafficking huge quantities to satisfy American demand is not. And a military-style crackdown on cartel activity led to today's state of war between Mexican drug traffickers and the police and the military. Jamaica will decriminalize marijuana possession. Jamaica will decriminalize the possession of small amounts of marijuana, the government announced today. It will also allow possession of some medical and scientific purposes, and it will allow possession for religious purposes. Justice Minister Mark Golding said today that the cabinet is supporting a proposal to decriminalize... Oh, can you hold on a sec? Could you guys keep it down, please? Sorry. Neil! Shh. Sorry about that. Justice Minister Mark Golding said today that the cabinet is supporting a proposal to decriminalize the possession of 2 ounces of the ganja. Under the proposal, those caught with marijuana could be subjected to fines, but not critical charges. Golding said the government will also draft legislation that would allow people convicted of marijuana use or possession under the current law to get their criminal records expunged. Marijuana has long been a part of Jamaican culture and is used as a religious sacrament by the Rastafarians. More than a decade ago, the Parliament-appointed commission recommended that the government decriminalize it, but despite mounting pressure, that hasn't happened. Now it looks like it actually will. Okay, so that was the news for this week. Stick around. I'm just going to put on a place card and we're going to rearrange the set a bit for my guests. And so I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Chocolate mint tea. Ooh. Somebody give us a pot of hot water.
Well, our water cooler upstairs provides hot water as well, so you can always check this out there.
It takes a little while
to steep. Right. Oh, okay. Well, I'm still in the middle of my mocha. Otherwise,
no worries.
If we had set this up earlier, I would have done that. But right now we're in the. So I think I'll have to pass today. Yeah, I do like tea though, and chocolate mint tea.
Organically grown chocolate mint tea.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I have here, the S M Sweet Shoppe people. It's Michelle and Doug, right? Of course. I'm sorry about that. And they came to me the other day, and they had discovered that their medical marijuana tinctures, or not tinctures, products are amazing. And people find them amazing, and they want to expand, and they want people to know about their product. And thought I'd have them on the show so they could explain. So, Doug, why don't you?
Oh, I'm going to let Michelle actually start it off here, and she'll tell a little bit more.
Nice. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of a brief preview of the reason why Doug did come up with our candy. He had suffered a back injury at work, and his doctor had prescribed him Oxycontin, which he ended up being on for 4.5 years, which completely changed him. You know, he ended up,
That's right.
in effect, turned him into a heroin addict, pretty much.
Basically,
So
synthetic heroins, that's what Oxycontins are.
when we found out exactly what Oxycontin was, went to
never
his
knew.
doctor, said, he needs to get off of this now.
Yeah.
So they put him on a weaning program with the
It was a
methadone.
show that I seen
Yep.
because of that show.
But still, who wants to be on pharmaceutical
Yeah.
drugs like that?
Methadone is just
No.
another one.
Yes.
Right, that's
Yes. At the time, Doug had given up using marijuana quite a long time ago, but
Well,
I still,
I
yeah.
couldn't smoke because of my back. If I started coughing, it would kill me. I'd be, yeah. It was very painful, very painful, so I couldn't smoke. So had to come up with something else.
So we had decided one night that, in talking, that he loves to cook and he loves candy. He's a candy obsessed.
Yeah, I got a little sweet tooth.
Yeah.
But so that's how we ended up getting off of the Oxycontin and the methadone by making his medicinal candies.
Okay.
I've been off of the pills for over 3 years now.
Okay. So.
And that's how long it took me to do the development of these candies.
Okay. So it took you 3 years to develop like.
A lot of trial and error. It was fun. A lot of guinea pigs out there. They were lying on my couches for a while.
So do you want to tell them a bit more about?
Well, it's kind of a funny story because we were watching TV one day and we seen something. And the show, we started playing. And I started playing and I made kind of a, I don't know, secret discovery. And
What were you watching?
It was a comedy show.
It was a
just
comedy.
the show that was on there kind of made us think about.
something on the show made me think about, because my candies, and I went, I can use this and convert it into
Right.
a tasteful thing that can work for different things. Pain, sleep, it works for a lot of different things. So I started experimenting 3 years ago. And we had a lot of trial and error.
A lot of guinea pigs.
Lots of guinea pigs. Had a lot of fun doing it, I'll have to say. And we've now developed, down to a science, a chocolate-centered candy, hard candy, and lollipop. So you get through this outrageous. In fact, I even brought sample pieces of just the hard candy for you to try.
wow.
This is our one of our.
Strawberry one the other day. That was.
And
Really
How did you like it?
Oh, I really liked it.
Okay, this
I
is our
really liked it.
pineapple.
Oh,
And
wow.
this is just the outside. If you want to try a piece of that one, that's the
Sure.
outside of our candies that we've developed. So once you hit the center of the candy, you get through this tasty, tasty flavored candy,
And here's the size of the whole candy.
right? And
This is
then
the one I had the other day.
and then you get to the center of that, and there's this chocolate mixture that I secretly have my own little secret, and your eyes are gonna light up. You hit it, and you go like,
Tasty.
you can't believe it.
So imagine that pineapple with the nice creamy milk chocolate center.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Definitely.
Yeah. So now we have 18 flavors that we're in developing still of more flavors. They're an endless thing. So any flavor that you can think of, we'll develop. Whatever
Right
your
on.
favorite flavor is, we'll make.
Not just hard candies now, we're also getting into chocolates. We've got some new chocolates
Yep.
coming out. A big one is our Squirtle.
Squirtles. That's going to be another one. Another one that we've been hitting, and it's unbelievable. Actually, I'll let Michelle tell about this. And this is one of, I developed basically for Michelle because of,
I've always had severe PMS.
like, bad.
Emotional, physical, everything. So Doug developed me a coconut cramp crusher, is what I call it. It's a delicious, creamy raspberry chocolate coconut macaroon.
Wow.
You have one of those with
One of these.
with
They work for guys too.
you have one of those with a cup of our organic chocolate mint medicinal tea, and your PMS is gone. It's an instant
gone.
calming over your whole senses from the tea, and it just reacts so fast.
Wow.
And not only that, but it tastes great.
Yeah.
Most women crave chocolate, so.
I had like a similar experience like when I drank some juiced cannabis. I was like feeling really nervous that day, and after just like a shot of it, all of a sudden I was calm.
Yes.
It calmed me down for like I was nervous for days prior to
Yep.
that, and all of a sudden I was all natural. So I totally believe that can happen.
I
Yes,
think
well,
for
that's our
people-
teas. Our teas. Our teas are very good that way. That's why she was saying to eat the chocolate and then have a cup of tea, so you get that instant euphoria from the tea, and then 20 minutes later the chocolate hits, and every girl smiles just like that. I'm telling you, we're going to be packaging those and putting them in a package of 7. They'll be coming like a 7-pack with a satchel of tea if you want. We'll have a whole gift pack for that.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you have a website, and before you tell me the website, what does S M stand for?
Our last names, whatever you want it to stand for, but mostly Sweet Mary Jane.
Sweet Mary Jane.
Sweet Mary Jane. Oh, okay, nice.
We just sat down and came up with a name, and sex sells, so. Sex and chocolate, what could be better? Come on.
I can't think of anything.
But we did do another developing yesterday. We did a development here, and I brought this whole thing of treats. This whole thing of treats is for you and your crew.
Whoa!
This is
my God,
is
they're
being
gonna be
left
so
for you
happy.
guys.
Well,
And this
thank
is
you.
this is our
That's
latest
amazing.
one right here. And I really want you to try this one. And this
I
is
have one with you.
this is called our how was that one?
It's the blazed root beer rocket.
Rocket.
The blazed
Root
root beer
beer.
rocket.
It tastes
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like a root beer float.
Now you go ahead, and I'm going to actually have one myself too, because I know how good they taste. And this I developed yesterday.
Wow.
And everybody that was at the stations couldn't believe what I had developed and how I developed it. I said, I don't know. It just comes to me. I tweak it. I put my own thing into it. I have the passion, so everything I take and make is gourmet. So that's the problem, though, is that you want to eat more. No. You eat one and get something else to eat. Or you'll be sleeping. If you want to have a good sleep, well, then eat 2 and you'll
Tell
sleep.
them about your mom.
Oh.
I'll tell them about your mom while you're eating. Doug's mother is, sorry, but 78 years old. Doesn't look a day over 60. Anyways,
Our
she has always been dead against marijuana
Dead again.
until she's seen what it's done for her son. Was
Right.
able to get off of the Oxycontin and use marijuana. To do that, her
was highly
mind has
against-
completely changed. She came over a couple of weekends ago and decided she wanted to taste Doug's candy. So we gave her a couple little taste testers, and she's like, "Oh, I'd like to keep trying that." I'm like, "Okay, well, one more." So we gave her one of our
Tutti Frutti chocolate chews. They are you can't stop eating them. Ask my mother.
One should really be the limit, especially for somebody who's never tried them before. Well, we tried to stop her. She ended up eating 4.
She ate 4.
Uh-oh.
Gone.
What happened to her?
Greened out.
She greened out, passed out.
Had the best sleep of her life, though. Woke up and said she had the best sleep of her life. So
But we thought that that would be it for her. The next day, she
Scared the
took a
crap out of
care
her?
package home.
she asked me to get a care package to take home with her. Yeah. Now she's giving it to her girlfriends. And the old club is enjoying my baking now and candies.
A little bit more about our tea, though. We grow the chocolate mint in our yard,
Organically.
completely organic.
All our
Right,
product.
yeah, you were saying.
We're going to have a very large variety of teas because all our teas are going to be dehydrated into our blend, and we'll have strawberries, kiwis, blueberry. We have
More of a fruit blend teas.
a lot of fruit blends, and they are all going to be organically grown in our yard.
Right.
Done
Now,
and processed.
you were saying that you're gluten-free as
Yes.
well?
We have
We've got a couple products.
We
on
got a
our
couple
menu.
products that are coming out. One of them is going to be a chocolate mint shortbread, and it's a diabetic and gluten-free cookie with a carob top. And it'll be just as strong as any of our other cookies in that. Our cookies are a lot stronger. I have a lot of people that cancer patients works very well for. My cookies are strong, and I recommend, there's a warning on it, that I recommend you only eat half of it.
Right.
Wait 20, 30 minutes, and if you're okay, go ahead and eat the other half. Most people don't eat a whole cookie, you know, and then they say, so that's just a little recommendation. Some people, they do have, and it's amazing because, like myself, when I had my back surgery and I was like in some pretty bad pain, okay? I've got 6 pieces of plastic in my back now, and I could eat one of my whole cookies and it wouldn't even fizzle me. Wouldn't even fizzle me because my pain endorphins were getting it done by my cookies, whereas my wife would eat one and she'd be freaking out. She doesn't like my cookies. They're too strong for her.
Yeah.
But she wasn't using it for pain. She was using it as a recreation.
Right.
It goes to a different system in your body. So that's the recommendation for recreational or people that need it for certain ailments. And we have discovered that it's working for people for Alzheimer's. One of our friends that goes to see his mother. She's getting Alzheimer's, doesn't really remember his name. He started giving her a cookie of mine once a day, every morning before he's seen her. A week later, he walks in the door and she calls him by his name. And is now starting to remember him.
That's incredible.
When you hear stuff like that, it amazes me. And that's why I do stuff like this, because I know the other people I can help.
For sure.
Around the world.
We have our local pharmacist recommending it to people.
Yes.
Because
They're calling
he's
me
seen
up.
what it did for him.
Well, they're just sick and tired of like the Tylenol 3s that constipate you, and you know, or even the heavier, like I was on the Oxycontins, that once you start, you can't stop. And to try to stop that, I was hospitalized for 3 days. Worst experience of my life, and that got me off of it, right there. This candy, a piece of candy saved my life, basically. Who would have thunk?
Piece of candy and a very powerful plant.
Yeah. We do basically. I was licensed, and we do everything. It's all organically grown. There's no chemicals in it. We flush everything out. We're trying to use as least fertilizers as possible, but in the last part of our system, we flush like you wouldn't believe of water, so everything comes clean because we're using it as an edible product. So everything is very clean and done that way. And like I said, homegrown on our own yard.
So where can people get your candies right now?
Our website has just started to get up and running. You can go there right now and you'll see the full menu that's up and running. There's a lot of products that we are going to be having coming up this summer.
Right.
We will be having organically fresh fruit Slurpee slushies. We're also going to be doing an ice cream topping with our root beer that you just ate, the caramel topping on the root beer.
Good.
I couldn't stop eating that stuff.
We're going to make that into a to-go cup-sized container that you can pour it over an ice cream cone if you want. We've had a recommendation for that, so we're going to have that available. So the menu is going to be we're in the making for a lot more, let's put it that way. But like I said, this is a gift that we brought for the shop here.
Thank you so much.
And there's another gift here for Jody and Mark when Mark gets by. We thought the SMM, just so when they they would love to try it. And there's a little variety pack of all our new product line. It's our strawberry lollipops, black currant. We also do a black currant with a licorice center. We do caramels and licorices.
This is the teas.
Oh, nice.
And what did you put in this one?
I believe that'd be
and
some more of the root beers.
Yeah.
And then we got the root beer, the glazed root beer rockets.
Ooh, yeah.
That will come.
Very tasty.
And that one, like I said, we just finished developing that one, but everybody that tried it loved it, so it's on the menu.
And the tea bags are for a pot of tea.
Okay.
A pot of tea, so 4 cups to a pot. Yeah,
right.
if you put it into 1 cup and drink, oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Buckle up.
And the nice thing about the tea,
I like to hear.
the nice thing about the teas too is it hits you instantly. It only lasts for about 20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So it's just a nice, relaxing.
It's calming.
It's very calming.
Take Ativan.
Yes.
Or, you know.
Have
And
people.
anxiety
but they
pills.
do.
Oh no,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah.
I have a friend that has a sleeping disorder. He does not like getting addicted to pills. Again, another person. Here, try this. He eats my candies before he goes to bed now. Has the best sleep of his life.
Cool.
Goodbye pills. On again.
Yeah, yeah,
Eating
I agree.
natural things. These products here you don't get addicted to. You can
Yeah.
stop anytime you want. You can change
Absolutely.
anytime you want. They're not that your
Absolutely.
body's going to require this and you're going to have to keep feeding
No, we
it
have
like
a
those
natural
pills.
cannabinoid
That's
system.
right.
Yep,
That's
we
right.
do.
And that's what's one thing I put a lot of passion into my cooking and what I did in this product. And it took me 3 years to dial it in, and we got it dialed in now. And I want the world to enjoy it now.
Maybe one of these
Excellent.
ladies would like to try a piece of candy.
Ladies, would you like to try a piece of candy? We got a couple other people in the room over here. I'd love, come on down. Well, let's get some biased opinions here, see how they think about it.
Do you want to just give your website address one more time?
Yeah.
Our website is smmedicinaltreats.com. And again, you can go on there and have a full look at that. And there's our
And
card
do you
right
like,
there. You wanted to show that on the web? That one there is what she's got there is a black currant with a chocolate center. That's a double dose. So that's basically 2 of these strength-wise. So you're going to get a little more kick out of the lollipops than the candies. Okay. We also have strawberry here. These are our raspberry cramp crushers. They are coconut macaroon. Maybe you want to try one of those?
They are
We'll see if she
delicious.
wants that.
Try that one. And I'd like to have a little chart and let us know what you think about them. Enjoy, ladies. That is one of the problems with our product, is that it does taste too good.
It tastes too good.
That's the only complaint we ever have, is it tastes
For
too
that,
good.
for being the only complaint, I'm pretty happy.
That's
Pretty happy.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
So I
minimal
hope that
complaint.
everybody around the world there, that you guys can all come out and enjoy this, because it will be getting shipped. Right now we are trying just the shipping across Canada. We'll see how everything goes with that. Legalities, gray areas, and we all know about that. Come on, Justin's going to get in, and we're gonna have a legalized system here real
hope
soon.
so, yeah.
Real soon. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
And yeah, everything is made on the Sunshine Coast. That's where we're from.
Yep.
Yep.
Everything up there.
And it's all organic. That you're
Everything is organically
And
grown.
our another line that we are bringing out, we have another division that we're going to have organic, non-gluten, non-sugar dog treats.
Medicinal
then-
Yeah,
dog
you
food.
mentioned that
And
yesterday.
we have another line. We will have a medicinal dog treat and a non-medicinal dog treat. They are all organic food products, 100% non-sugar, non-gluten. And you know what? If it's good enough for your dog, it's good enough for you to eat, because I ate it and it tastes damn good. Okay, and we developed this because we just lost 2 of our dogs.
Right.
One of them to diabetes, the second one to back end went. And we had to give our dog some because he wouldn't get up or move for 2 days or eat. So I developed this dog cookie. He would eat it and start moving around and start walking, and then 2 hours later he'd get the munchies and eat. So the health, so he lasted an extra 6 months by this happening for us. So
I
we had the
believe it.
enjoyment of still having our dog for another 6 months.
I have a cat. What about cat
Yes.
treats?
I think you'd want to experience with smaller doses.
Small
for sure.
doses. No. We are looking at that, because the other division
they
of the
have
dog
different-
treats, we're
yeah.
going to be doing a small, medium, and large dog
Right.
treats. So
Okay.
they're for large. We had 2 Rotties. They were about 105 pounds, so they got the bigger ones. We are one dog. We gave actually two of the dog treats, and he was blind. And it was weird, because he could start walking around our house without bumping into things. It was like the cookies made him see. It was weird. It was weird.
More awake.
Yeah, something. It was just weird. But he would eat again, because with the diabetes, and it was we had to give him shots, twice a day, wasn't it? And we had to do blood testing and everything. And we had to learn how to do it ourselves, because we couldn't afford to do it. With everything that I was going through in my life at that time. It was sad. So
It's a pretty amazing story
is.
from there to here,
Yeah,
and
it
now you have everybody's interested in your
Yep.
product, and
yep.
We have
you're going
Coming to a pharmacy closest to you soon.
Licensed producers, you mentioned.
Yes.
So-
We have a lot of, everybody keeps telling us, oh, you should go to the Dragon's Den, but we seem to have dragons knocking on
We
our
got
door.
dragons knocking on our door,
There-
and we
yeah,
got to turn
there's
them
a lot of
away
people that
from-
want to cash in on
from
Yeah.
all over the
marijuana,
place.
so-
So we have our pick and choose of the dragons we want to let in.
People like you who have integrity and are just doing it to help people.
That's
are
it.
Getting there.
That's
what makes me happy.
Well, that's it. We have a belief, and I want my product out there to the people that need it, and screw the pharmaceutical billionaires that are making drugs that just make you addicted to get their pills.
Yeah.
Mine won't make you addicted to it. You won't have to continue buying it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Not like the pills that if you start taking an OxyContin, that you're going to continue buying their pills and they're going to continue making billions. There are corporations that are doing wrong to the human
They're murderers.
That's
That's
right.
what it is.
That's
I mean,
exactly
there's no
legal.
slicing.
They're just legal drug dealers
people.
that the higher above are letting them get away with it. So let's open up our eyes and not let them get away with this anymore.
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous.
Here,
it's
here.
time to put our foot down. That's
here.
it.
Excellent.
Doug gets very passionate.
I get very passionate about things.
I like to hear that. All right.
Well, bring it on.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming here and
It's
sharing
very
your story.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I hope
Michelle.
you guys enjoy the treats. Remember,
Yep.
don't eat them all in one session.
Yeah. We should Jody and Mark get their little present from
I'll
us.
tell people that they're strong and they only need like one.
Yep. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have a good sleep.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
There you go.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
All right,
That's
thanks.
great.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for your time, guys. And
Cool. If
yeah,
you see
enjoy
Cory, do you want to send her down here?
Cory?
Yeah, that girl that you shared.
Yeah.
with her.
Enjoy, guys. Have a great day.
Okay, take care. See you.
See you next time. See you
All right.
again.
Right on. See you later. Oh, okay. So Cory's going to come on as well.
Awesome basket and assortment there. Wow.
Isn't it beautiful?
Mhm.
Share it around. So how is that lollipop, by the way?
It's good. I think he used a tincture.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's keeping something secret.
Quite large, but very delicious. Yeah, really good. Only thing I would suggest is not a foil wrapper.
Not a foil wrapper. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little tough to get it off of there.
All right.
Yeah, something else will hold together a little bit better. It just kind of falls apart.
Maybe wax paper or something?
Yeah, that'd be a little bit better.
Cool.
Only suggestion.
Nice. Well, I'm sure any constructive criticism is welcome.
Hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this over and set this down
Okay.
so that I don't have big gob of candy in my mouth when I'm trying to talk to you.
So what do you have for us today?
Well, I have Dr. Chronic's tonic,
Ooh.
and it has come traditionally in this bottle,
Uh-huh.
and now we have it in the can.
In the can? No way.
Totally. And I've got a shot glass here for you if you want to check it out.
Yeah, well, I totally want to check it out.
There you go.
Would you like some of this?
No. Oh, yeah, the joint. Why not? I've already been drinking the tonic. Can you tell?
I can now. Not to mention it.
Now I've got the big candy. Oh yeah. I'm gonna-
Cheers to everybody's health.
On Wednesday, we
Oh,
canned
yeah.
almost 400 of those bad boys. Close to it.
400 shots?
400 cans.
Oh.
386 cans we made of that.
Oh,
On
you made it. You didn't drink it. I thought, well,
Oh, I
that's
wish.
a lot of.
Woo! Over the time, I've had quite a bit actually, but no.
That's very good.
So that
Very,
that was
fruity
cherry.
flavor, yeah.
That was cherry what you had, and right here we've got original.
Original plain, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And what
Would you
flavor
like
is
some of that?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do that. So this one is, a lot of people would liken it to a bit of a lemon, but or an original like weed flavor. That's what I like.
Yeah, I like the flavor of weed as well, though a lot of people don't.
And there you go.
Most people do.
That would be the closest thing to a weed beer, if you will, because it is a brew, but
So
there's
there's no alcohol in it. though.
none at
It's
all.
just
None at all. But what people refer to is that a weed beer? Well, yeah, I guess you could call it this one that because it's original flavor, but not really.
It tastes almost green tea-ish.
Mm.
Yeah, I like it. It's not as sweet as the other one. The other one is very sweet with cherry, but that you expect that with cherry.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people like to cut it a little bit. with some soda water or something like that over ice, if they feel it's a little too sweet for them. Yeah.
This is good. This is almost like ginger ale.
They also do.
Not quite.
Not quite. This is the Stoner Ginger Ale for the Stoner Report. There you go. But they do have a sugar-free cherry, and they have a lemonade that's sugar-free as well.
Right on. Doc Chronics. Where is Doc Chronics made?
Right here in Vancouver. And it's distributed through all the weeds locations. Van City Medicinals. It was at the Real Compassion Club, but yeah. I think there's somewhere else now, but I'm not quite sure if there's anybody new on board. I know I'm probably missing something, but you can go to their website, and I have to do this. It's med.tr3.co is their website, and you can find out things that are happening. Pick up a can at any of those locations.
Whew. Well, I'm getting kind of lightheaded here now after all those drinks and the treats and my joints and stuff.
Well, you know, I've always considered that it's...
I'm not complaining.
It's like being caught with a joint and being punished by smoking 20 in a row. That's what it's like coming down here to the...
Oh, for sure, yeah.
to the shows.
When I first started working here, it was just like insane. I was just like in another world for a few weeks. Then you get used to it. It's just the way things should be.
Yes.
Keep your endocannabinoid systems healthy.
So I have, we went to the printers today, and I got some new postcards.
Oh, wow. These are nice.
So the old one, people have seen this image before, but this one, they haven't. And this is one of the copies that actually suffered an accident. So it's not one of the ones that went up for donation to the coalition. I actually put my elbow through it right here.
Oh, no.
And I've patched it and I fixed it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I might be talking about to somebody today or sometime this week who wants to pick this one up.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you can... And they will be all over. We're starting a vending route where we're going to each club, grow shop, head shop, smoke shop, whatever you want to call it. Even places like Watermelon Licorice is going to have the pins, some of the postcards. So there's going to be a lot of places in Vancouver to find those.
Fantastic.
Yeah, even downstairs at the Amsterdam Cafe, hopefully, and even at the store.
Even at the store.
Yeah.
Of course, at the store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, and one other great thing.
Okay.
Okay, you remember when Patrick Kennedy was in town?
Yeah.
You remember where he had his little speech and Dana came out and gave a protest press conference?
Yeah.
Have you walked by there lately?
No.
Walk by there today.
Okay.
Smoker's Choice has opened up an outlet right there on the street in front. This side is where Dana was speaking. That side of the black awning is where they are.
That's fantastic.
We're gonna go take pictures and everything. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's great.
That's hilarious.
Our response to Patrick Kennedy and Sam is check out Smoker's Choice at the same location that he was at. We're gonna post a picture on his website and on his Facebook page. Yes, we are.
Excellent.
Look what you motivated us to do. This is our response. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're a bunch of idiots. Oh God, the more I look into them, they're such hypocrites.
They're duping people who want to actually support the cause. They're actually drawing some of the support from the genuine legalization, decriminalization, repeal of prohibition, whatever you want to label it. The people who genuinely want to get involved with that are no, come back. Do not listen to those fools. Those are charlatans, if you ask me.
Yeah, they're just trying to propagate the myths of how bad marijuana is, how it has no medical uses, all that stupid shit. And it's but they are, when you look into them, they're really hilariously incompetent. So if this is the best they got.
Well, if only they'd had their little conference there about 2.5 weeks later, it would have been great. Yeah. I think the people who organized it would have showed up and went, nope, it's canceled. There's a freaking smoke shop right there.
More than likely.
I think that would have been great pictures for the press, though, if that store had been open. Man, man.
Wow.
I wonder if the actual event lit a fire under them or not. Pun intended.
I don't know. I'll have to check in and see how Sam is doing.
Yeah, let's see how Sam's doing.
See how Sam is doing.
Poor old boy needs to be taken out back and shot, if you ask me. Anyway.
Yes.
Not Patrick Kennedy, just Sam.
No,
the
no,
idea of
just-
Sam.
Yeah, the organization.
Yeah, let's get it out of here.
All right. Is there anything else, Cory?
No, that's about it.
All right.
Can't think of anything else. Oh, we were hoping Joe Rogan would come down here and check out the store today.
Yeah, that's right. He might.
And check
he
out the
might
Vapor
still-
Lounge.
Hopefully he will. I guess we can just send our healing thoughts out to Jeremiah. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's got the stomach flu or something. So,
That's unfortunate.
hey, Jer, I'm sure you're watching.
What are we going to tell
So-
Joe if he shows up?
I don't know. Oh,
But yeah,
well.
even if he just shows up and checks out the place, that's what we were going for. So
Yeah.
I hope that happens. And I'll have to let you guys know how it is tonight because I'm going.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
see Joe Rogan.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, it's got lots of things happening tonight. It's the full moon, Friday the 13th.
Dude.
So everybody wants to party. So yeah,
I will
we're
be
gonna
among
have some
them.
wild and crazy times, and I hope
If this is
everybody
the
else
last
does
time you
too.
see me, guys, it's been fun.
We know what happened. We'll miss you, Cory.
I joined up with the band.
We'll
so
remember you.
Whatever. When Cirque du Soleil pulls out of town, you never know.
You always wanted to run away and join the circus, didn't you?
You know it from this tall.
Aw, that's sweet.
Well, it's been a pleasure, sir.
All right, it's been a pleasure as well.
All right.
Thank you for coming by.
Well, thanks for having me on the show.
You bet.
And you can
Anytime.
have the rest of the original flavor.
Thank you so much.
So that one's yours, and I'm just gonna grab this.
Sweet.
And
And don't forget your lollipop.
of course not. I might have to come back for that.
Okay.
I haven't brought a third hand yet.
No problem. All right, everybody. So that's the show for this week. It went on a little long. Thanks to Cory for coming by. Thanks to Doug and Michelle for coming by. Sorry that Jared's not going to be able to do his show today. I wish him the best. And to you, the viewers, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, cannabis is the most advanced plant on the planet, and we're going to use it to save ourselves and save the world. So until next week, I'm Marius Stoner for Cannabis Culture Magazine. Take care.